And then you have a lot of people out there that simply think bass is they're an infinite resource, and there's no way you're going to deplete them, and there's no way that you're going to overfish or take too many fish out of a lake. But ultimately, what you have in there is a lot of the people that I have talked to and interacted with, they are dug into the fact that they always go back to the same talking point. It's their right to do so, and nobody's going to tell them what they can and can't do. It's almost like a defiant attitude over the reality of the situation here. Now, we had a very similar situation in this country, back in the 20s and 30s, and the fact that a lot of our game in the country here, guys, it almost got extinct. I mean, the whitetail deer populations were down to, very dangerously low numbers because everybody, they had that mentality. It's like, it's their right. They're going to get a hunting license. They're going to kill whatever they want to. And it's just more and more people, the conservation part of it never really took place. And we didn't have that very good conservation practices back then. But now here's what you have, and this is what I'm concerned about it. And before I get into this, I realize bass tournaments kill a ton of fish. I've been a big advocate of not having as many bass tournaments and having live release in the boat. I don't think we should be putting fish in live wells. I understand bass tournaments kill a lot of fish. That's another thing they say. It's like, oh, bass tournaments kill more fish than I'm ever going to kill keeping some. May or may not be true. If you put a fillet knife to a bass, it's dead. But if you have a bass in a live well and release it at the end of the day, it's got a pretty good chance of probably surviving. So you can't really equate that, even though bass tournaments do kill a lot of fish. But here is the reality of the situation that if I could speak to some of the people out there that are defiant about this and really have their heels dug in about this, keeping and eating bass. And again, I'm not telling what you can and can't do. Do what you want to. I'm not trying to, be the catch and release police here. I'm just throwing out some ideas. But here's what we have to look at. As a society and bass anglers, guys, in 2025, it's different. It's not the same as it was back in 1970 in terms of what we can do for ourselves. Now, prior to 2025, we didn't have the fishing pressure we have now. We have more fishing pressure on our lakes and rivers across this country than any other time in the history. So when you're talking about creel limits and, practicing catch and release, it's not the same. It's not the same conversation as we had 30 or 40 years ago with it, because the fishing pressure was a fraction of what it is back then. So now what you have is you've got more anglers than ever.